Hey guys, it's September 21st, it's Friday, and there's a lot to share with you today. I know it's only morning where I'm at. It's not quite morning on the East Coast, where a lot of you are going to be watching this. Definitely a topic I want to talk about, but there's so much to share. I could probably do 2 or 3 morning videos, but I'm going to space them out throughout the day. This is my third crack at this. I keep getting interrupted with phone calls. So, a few things before I talk to that topic I want to devote my attention to, and time to give you a couple of updates on myself here. You guys know I mentioned the Ben Maller show throughout this journey. I spoke with Ben last night. I was on his show overnight. If you want to podcast the Ben Maller show from 9:20, you'll hear me talk to him. I'm going to try to get that snippet put onto the website. But I will be stopping in his studio the night before I finish the journey in Southern California. So that's really cool. Another update is the radio interview I did the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, yesterday, at KGNC in Amarillo, Texas, is on their website. I have a snippet of that. I'll try to put on the Facebook page. I'm not quite sure how to put it on the website, but I'll try to do that. And then this morning I got an email from some magazine called Route Magazine that heard about the journey and wants to feature it in their December issue, and asked if I'd be able to speak with them on just a phone interview, and actually maybe have the kids on the phone call as well. I'd like to kind of get their perspective, which is kind of neat. So I'll talk to their mom and see if she's okay with that, and if they're okay with doing so. So that's a little bit about some updates with me. As I said, I'm going to update today, a little change in plans, and I could fill up 2 or 3 videos talking about the near future, today, some people. But I'm going to space that out a little bit because I've got a lot of business stuff to do today, as it turns out. Anyway, I wanted to do the video outside, but it is rainy, heavy wind again, blustery, cold. And the wind, I don't mind the rain or the cloudiness and the cold. And by cold, I mean it's like 64 degrees, 65 degrees. The wind is tough to hear with. So I came inside, and I'm probably going to do a lot of looking away this video because I don't want to see myself. I know I'm going to get emotional. But I'm going to try not to. So today's a really important moment when I share the date of 9/21 with you. Today was my brother Steven's birthday, and Steven passed away of cancer in 1976 from Hodgkin's lymphoma. Nowadays it's one of the more curable cancers, but back in the day not so much. He died as a young man at the age of 19. And last night, as I was thinking about it, I was trying to figure out the best way to talk about him and be as honest as I can. I didn't get a chance to know him the way I wish I could have. You may wonder why I'm so adamant about St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Because no kid should suffer. And then on top of that, kids need their family with them. And last thing families need to be worried about is paying a bill of how long someone's going to be in the hospital, or what the next test is, or what. So I thought the best way to kind of pay tribute to him was to share a little bit of what I know of him, or something that was so eerie to me. It made me really pause and maybe appreciate him. So I don't know a lot. I don't have a lot of memories of him because at that age he was in the hospital so much. I remember the day my mom and dad told me he passed away. And I have a couple other memories. He had a blue car. Actually, I bought it. I talked to the neighbor. I was a little boy, and I talked to the neighbors this blue car. And I think it was his first car. He bought it, and his girlfriend's name was Susan, and they called it the Susie Lee and painted Susie Lee on it. I remember he did that. I remember we were going to the Massabico Mall one day. I remember him and his girlfriend taking me there. I remember a couple of those stories. But he was born, he's on the 21st. My birthday's coming up later this week. And I remember, or at least I was told, that he had asked my mom to have me on his birthday as a gift, which is kind of cool. But from what everybody's told me, we looked a lot alike. So the story that I want to share with you guys, it's kind of eerie. So, as I said, I didn't get to know him that much as I would have liked to. But I grew up on Long Island, and at the end of Long Island, there's a town called Riverhead, and they have a festival every year called Polish Town, and Polish Town has a big softball tournament. Now, as a young boy, I can remember going with my mom to some people's homes, and she had a friend named Mrs. Fahey. Well, in Polish Town, you go play your softball games, and if you win or you lose, you got to go to a different field, and sometimes there's a break between games. Well, it's a street festival with craftspeople and beer trucks and food vendors, and it's a festival. And the strangest thing happened. Really made me do the hair stand in my arms. So, we were at the festival, and I was dating a girl at the time, and me and some of the guys were walking down through the town, and we stopped into this little craft shop, this little craft booth. And unbeknownst to me, it was run, Mrs. Fahey was the one that had the booth. Well, I recognize as a kid, you remember all these things. One of the things you don't know that yet, young people, but you have memories of things you'll remember that as old people you don't quite remember as great a detail. Anyway, so I really recognized her right away. Now this had been, I was probably 20, 21, 22 years old, so this is more than 10 years since he had seen me. But I recognized her right away. So I told my friend, I said, I know that lady. And I just sat there and didn't say anything. I wasn't going to go up to her and say hello or anything like that. Well, she turned around at me and looked at me, and she turned white as a ghost and paused and stared at me, and she said, "Stephen?" And I had a smile. I said, "No, Mrs. Fahey, I'm Jim." So, maybe she just didn't remember the name, so maybe she really thought she saw a ghost. I don't know. But it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool thing. So anyway, sorry guys. Happy birthday, bro. I love you. And I'm sorry I didn't get to know you as much as I would have liked to. But my little girl, my firstborn, was named after you and Karen, so she's got your middle name, brother, all right? So I love you guys. I'll talk to you all later. I got a lot to share with you later on. Just know it's my brother's birthday, all right? Take care, guys.